should this game go well for PR in the start and Phantom Assassin gets some farm, I think it's a great PA game, but it's going to be a terrible PA game.
You can say that about literally any hero in the game.
Yep,
Okay,
that's
so
true.
continuing on here. One thing I will say, if they do put, it is Dendi on the sniper, by the way, so in all likelihood we'll go mid. As far as roaming supports, we're looking at basically Vengeful Spirit. I would not say Disruptor is the best ganker in the world. So with the short range of VS, typically you want somebody else along with her, as we're going to have a smoke here for PR right off the bat. I guess we can just go over the lineups here. This is the first game of, there's going to be at least 6. Is it 6 or 5? It's got to be 6.
5.
5, great.
There's 15 games, each team plays 5 games.
Yeah, that's true. So
good
it's going to
smoke
get popped in Van Score. Looks like he'll be okay to go. He's going to get Stifling Dagger, though. The Courier better be careful. J4 isn't in range for his magic missile yet, and this will essentially turn into a stalemate. Although they will get the wards down, which is the most important.
That was probably, yeah, exactly. That was the goal there. The kill is a bonus, but you don't start level 1 expecting to get a kill. You hope for it, but it's not. It wasn't the most important thing. Getting those 2 camps blocked is the big deal, and as a result of that, does Chen even have sentries? No, he doesn't. So maybe they... Where does Godlike start? He can get the big creep to the left, or if he gets lucky, the camp close to the rune could have a centaur, but apart from that, not really the best start for Chen, who is one of those junglers that if he falls behind, he becomes really irrelevant in the mid game.
The battle begins.
Bounty rune is going to be picked up by DTR Raw. People hate me when I say Dirty Raw, so I'll try not to do that. It's more for fun than anything. It's not that I can't pronounce it. Let's go to the lineups real quick. So for PR, we have Cheshire Cat playing the Doom in the off lane. Mid lane is going to be playing DTR Raw, as we just talked about in the PA. Bottom lane, the supports, Seneko, Disruptor, the Vengeful Spirit played by J4, and last but not least, Shoshlo on the puck. Looks like you're loading into the game again. Great job, Syndrome.
Yeah, having a little bit of a problem here. For Navi, the center offlane by Hvost. Not really what I was expecting. Putting him in the offlane is something I haven't seen Navi do for a very long time.
Switching things up.
They're going to be playing the mid sniper by Dendi, and then the top lane is going to be Godlike on the Chen in the jungle, together with the Rubik of Van Score, and then finally Funnick onto the Axe. I think they're just trying to catch PR off guard with this laning, which I at least would not have expected with that hero.
What would you have wanted to see? Or what was your expectation, at the very least?
I would have expected Hvost to be safe lane, so they would have aggressive trialing the Axe, perhaps, or they would have distributed the heroes differently.
They'd still have... I mean, this is something we've been seeing a lot in the last couple patches, is you get somebody like you don't really typically see an Axe in the safe lane, let's say, right? But you get some levels on him, you get some nice farm, he gets the core items, then he can actually start just ganking, and then you can put Centaur in the safe lane if he's really struggling. We've been seeing that a lot lately, and it opens up a lot of possibilities for these heroes to be picked. And we'll see what ends up happening here, but right now, Sniper, this is the lane I really want to focus on, although I'm not sure if we're going to see a kill because there is some escapability from PA as far as the Phantom Strike is concerned, but 3 shrapnels is so disgustingly good. Can't even begin to say. Of course, he is a very gankable hero. That is something to keep in mind as we move forward here.
And one thing we also haven't mentioned is that Sniper's actually, out of all the very physical damage-oriented carries, at least in mid-late game he is one of the best against PA because headshot can't miss. So the evasion doesn't matter. Sniper is guaranteed at least 40% of his attacks will hit. So I don't know the exact math on that if you have level 4 blur, but I would guess Dendi will be hitting around 65 or something % of his attacks in comparison to most carries who would be hitting 50. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Maybe he even hits more than that. And might be part of, well, it can't be part of the reason PA was the last pick. So that was not part of the consideration for Navi, but worth keeping in mind.
Godlike has a smoke, expecting one to come out here very shortly as far as gank potential with Van Score. He has a tomato and a troll. So definitely some capabilities here to get a kill. PA in mid, this might be the focus here. We'll see. It's Godlike.
It's pretty hard to kill for them, though.
She's not going to have any backup. His bottom lane, Hvost is the one that might be in trouble. He's going to chase Seneko. J4's coming in with that smoke of his own. He's going to get the magic missile off. He's going to attempt to get away, but Illusory Orders is the first blood going the way of PR in mid lane. Actually, they were transitioning towards bottom.
Now, this is the worst possible timing Navi could get on this. And basically a mistake by Hvost exposing himself right now. He just needed to wait literally 15 seconds and his team would be there. And maybe now they do get the fight because PR aren't expecting it. They're going to get Soniko. He will definitely be dying here if Godlike micros this correctly, which he will. So 1 for 1 in the end, but Hvost will not be able to reach a stomp on J4.
He was close. He was close, but in the end, gank successful, but first blood does go the way of PR. Funnick Is those the Tranquils? Yep, those are the Tranquils he has right now. He's going to be jungling and basically transitioning back and forth between lane and jungle. And we'll see. I'm really interested to see the roaming supports for both teams, how it's going to go. Because like we talked about, PR, they have J4. It was a successful gank, although it was in his own lane technically, so I don't know if you can really say there was too much roaming there. But I don't know what they do with this Disruptor. Like, how do you play... this is your favorite hero. How do you play Disruptor early game if... I mean, do you even roam with him ever with J4?
They have decent kill potential, especially against someone like a sniper. I think it's totally doable. For now, I do believe what PR want to do is get Sonico at least level 4, so he has 2 points in Glimpse, which is really what makes Disruptor, is Glimpse. And now that he got Kinetic Field first for that fight, he will definitely want to do that. I think 9 out of 10 times, if not even more, you see Glimpse maxed first for that reason. It's just that good. But yeah, ganking is definitely an option. I want to say mid lane is the main target, but should this become a stale tri-lane, I also don't think PR are looking too bad on that, honestly. Disruptor is still a decent damage output hero with long range.
Bottom lane. Telekinesis into a hoof stomp, into a double edge. Holy jeez, Chen finishes him off with a test of faith. That is a lot of burst damage.
And this ward right here for Na'Vi is doing work. They immediately realize that the two supports are rotating to the left, and because of that they find an easy opening on Puck. And now the supports are coming back down, but they've also seen that, so now this ward has really been, like, has done a lot of work in the last 30 seconds for Na'Vi. It's basically deciding their game plan for now.
And look at mid lane discrepancy as far as farm. 27 and 15 for Dendi versus the PA played by Ditiara, 15 and 0. My goodness, that's like double the creeps, essentially. And this early on is pretty insane. This bottom lane, we have more active Sineko getting troll trapped. He's going to go down to the right click. Does get a Thunderbolt off, though. And the chase continues. J4 going to get hoof stomp into a double edge, I assume. But Khovos is extremely low. He's going to trade his life. So it's a 2-for-1 overall. And the chase continues as Gallblack is now getting harassed by DTR, who's transitioned from mid lane along with Josh Low. Has a loser up in 1 second. This should be enough with the jaunt. And one more right click. Eventually, he gets it. DTR now should be okay. So it ends up being a 2-for-2, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, but PR were forced to do the rotation. So I still think that's a better trade for Na'Vi.
I hope to God people are getting sound, by the way. I'm not
forcing
any sound.
I think we're good.
Except for next game.
Else now we riot, but he rotated from the mid lane. He does get a double damage now, and should they kill Dendi, that would be really big. Disruptor is in position, currently level 3, so only 1 point. Actually not even skill at Glimpse. This is very surprising for me, this skill build.
Does that just shut him down as far as gank potential is concerned? I mean, he can't set anything up without Glimpse.
No, I would be shocked if he doesn't get Glimpse now on the next 2 skill points, because this kinetic field, it doesn't really scale that well. It gets better for sure, but like you said, it's about setting up the kills. Of course, having Glimpse in an ongoing team fight can sometimes be very useless, but in comparison to that, the kinetic fields just seems like a way more situational ability to level up, and if you want to max that, you need to get a lot of team fights in a row where that's relevant compared to Glimpse, which has way many more uses. So, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this, but we'll see if it can work out for Sineko.
In top lane, we haven't really looked at the farm too much here. Cheshire Cat with 33 and 0 versus Funnick 47 and 10. To be expected. I mean, any hero Axe goes against that's a melee is pretty much going to dominate. So, in all things considered, Doom's doing decently well. Gallblack, though, getting harassed here at half HP already. Gets a troll trap on Shoshel. They're not going to pursue any further thanks to Khovos and Van scoring. Thanks to the lack of Glimpse. That, too. I'm going to bring that up over and over. He's still level 3, so he can't level it now. But once he gets level 4, you do expect him to pick that up. Khovos has the Tranquil Boots right now, 600 gold to boot. J4 looking to perhaps initiate, but
that's a really scary kill to go for. It's exactly what Na'Vi wants, and I think PR will not try for this until they have Dream Coil, which is in 1 creep.
Na'Vi wants to try for it. Khovos getting closer and closer to that level 6. Once he has Stampede, they can initiate to their heart's content. Josh Lowe about to hit level 6 himself as well, though. So Dream Coil will be available very shortly, as in now. So Khovos, do you think they actually... I don't think they dive. Well, it is Khovos after all. Once he gets level 6, I have no idea what they're going to do. DTR gets the regen room.
Oh, this is going to be dangerous as hell.
J4 getting initiated on Khovos, doing so much damage along with the Chen. Looks like Chen's going to trade his life. It's going to be a 1-for-1 Doom applied to Khovos, though. He will fall. Trying to do as much damage as he can before he falls down. Van score Glimpse finally being used into the kinetic field. He gets completely surrounded by the entirety of PR. And it is a 3-for-1 just like that. Dendi, in the meantime, mid lane, still doing fine. And top lane, no transitions yet from Funnick, who has 800. He goes for Vanguard first. Not that that's completely unusual, but considering he's just getting complete free farm. Actually, what do you think about that?
I would have liked him to get Blink, but that's just my personal preference in the hero is to pretty much always get Blink after Tranquils, because then he could contribute right now. The gold Vanguard costs he could have got the Blink for, and then he could have, in a situation like that, bottom could have TP'd in and made a big difference. But this is more of a farming build, which I guess makes sense when he's in the safe lane. He's definitely getting Blink next. There's no doubt about that, but what does the Vanguard really provide him against the PR side? There's no heroes that have like a lot of semi-strong attacks in a row. Either you get crit really hard by PA or you die to the spell damage, right? So I don't know how good Vanguard is. It's great for the jungling, though. He doesn't need to drop his Tranquils all the time, but he kind of was doing that anyway since no one was threatening him, so we'll see. I think in general Vanguard is just a kind of underwhelming item on every other hero than Bristleback, maybe.
Well, you can transition into a Crimson Guard, but like you said, not that great.
Not the
this
best
game.
Crimson game.
I would agree. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it in general, but the Blink first would have been a little safe. I don't know if you can call that safer, though. Do you think Vanguard is safer, technically speaking? I mean, you can't help your team out, but you're not going to die in all likelihood. Like, nobody's going to want to gank you now that they see you have basically a 7-minute Vanguard.
Yeah, I think for the overall strategy, the Blink Dagger would have been the safer choice, because I think when you safe lane an Axe, he needs to get involved, right? You can keep farming this guy, and of course he's going to get strong, but the trade-off, if they get another triple kill on the bottom lane, I think PA got all 3 kills, right? I think so. So DCHR got a triple kill in the bot lane before. If that happens again, PA is going to take off, and then it doesn't really matter that your Axe is extremely farmed, because he can't do the damage alone. So yeah, well, regardless of what he does, the Blink is up in 2 minutes, so it's still a decent timing anyway.
Puck with 1,600 gold. Shoshlo getting it at Blink very shortly. Has Invis Rune bottled up as well. We have yet to see Stampede. Of course, I have no sound cues whatsoever, so maybe that's not true. We have a smoke gank attempt. Top lane. We'll see if the Vanguard pulls into effect here. Vanguard not going to do a whole lot against the Doom. There's the Stampede coming to effect, though. Vanscore gets a nice telekinesis on the Doom himself. Funnick. Still Doom. He's going to live. So the raw HP from the Vanguard is actually going to help save his life.
I'm very surprised they chose to gank this lane.
Oh wow, mid lane though.
Did he just get soloed by a sniper?
Well,
he tried to
is that
go
really
on
that
Dendi.
Surprising though?
Well, it's surprising if you look at where PA died. The blood pool is next to the tower.
True.
She actually blinked on Dendi under the tower and just got killed off. Because the problem for PA is the new headshot is actually extremely good against PA. The old one that had the half-second mini-stun, the new one, the quarter-second, then the new one that has the half-second attack and movement speed slow destroys her, because she can't get attacks off if Dendi hits.
How does that interact with the Phantom Strike? Since you get 3 attacks that are ridiculously fast.
Then I guess the attack speed is...
Do they just cancel each other out almost?
Yeah, kind of, I think.
Radiant's top
I actually do
tower
think
is
you're
under
more
attack.
slowed, because I think you get the attack speed bonus first, and then the slow from headshot cuts it off. So maybe you actually don't attack fast. That's a good question. That's an interaction I don't recall seeing.
I always bring up the great questions that nobody knows the answers to.
But, yeah, we generally don't see Sniper that much, so there's a pretty good reason we can't answer this.
Oh, Dreamcoil use on Phobos. He's going to break it right away in a couple TPs. This is going to force everybody back for PR. In fact, Illusory Orb is used. On top of that, 1 TP was canceled. Vanscore continues through with it. Bounty Rune's going to be picked up by Dendi. We get Stifling Death Dagger crit. He'll live to see another day, though. Puck has the Invis Rune that he's popped. Going to try to find Dendi with the rotations from the rest of his team.
Yeah, they really want to kill him. He's level 11. This is a lot of XP and gold to be claimed for them.
Doesn't have a Blink Dagger or anything like that. It's going to get his ultimate off. Waning Rift is available, and it's level 4. Interesting they didn't go in there. We have an initiation from Funnick. Going to destroy the Disruptor. Cheshire Cat on the run with half HP. He'll live to see another day. In the meantime, Joshua still in Viz. I'm surprised he hasn't really done anything with this. More so scouting more than anything else.
Damn, this Funnick farm. He has 112 CS at 12 minutes.
All right, I'm going to put the camera on you, if you don't mind. I need to fix this sound. It's really bothering me.
Okay.
I can't hear anything.
Fair enough.
This is Synderen's camera, everybody. Congratulations.
Here comes the awful camera control. You guys will really not enjoy this. To killing her as well. They've really suffered from that. Chen's going to pick up a mech here, as we do have an initiation bottom. Look at this amazing camera control. There's the glimpse into the storm. DTRL will be doing some good damage, but the toss down from Rubik's telekinesis is going to stop Shoshman for a while. He's actually not even going to get his spells off for some reason, and Suneko now. Could be 3 kills for Na'Vi, but the trade-off of the Centroid will be indeed very surprising. I think Puck just choked there. Got hit by the telekinesis. I think he had the time afterwards to get a waning rift off, but instead ended up taking a lot, as we now have Funnick even finding the Vengeful Spirit. Are we back to your camera?
Almost.
Almost back to your camera.
Alright,
Great,
we're back,
guys.
boys. I kind of got sound.
Sunsfan totally missed that kill.
This is so weird. I actually didn't think that not having sound would be that big of a deal. It is extremely weird.
Yeah.
I have to say, and I don't know why. But anyway, looks like they're going to transition this into a Roche. Funnick's stuck on the cliff. A little mistime with a blink. Unless he wants to be an observer ward of some sort, but highly doubt that. He's going for a blade mail right away. After that blink, of course.
Yep. Good item.
And with these kills, looks like they're going to get a free Roche out of it.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way PR can contest this. The best hero at doing it is Puck, but the problem is Chen has the max. So if you initiate on this and get a full Dream Call silence combo off, as long as Chen doesn't get burst down immediately, he's going to out-heal all of it with the mech and then into the Hand of God when the silence ends. So PR not interested in contesting it. And I think all in all, really the big star of this game is that they're just getting completely out-farmed. Like, that's the biggest problem right now. Na'Vi have accumulated a 7,500 golden experience lead right now just off superior laning. Dendi has crushed the mid lane. Axe destroys Doom as well.
Oh boy, he's going to get that. Static Storm coming into effect as well. Cheshire Cat gets blown up completely. Not even close. Wrong
really
place at the wrong time. What did he steal?
Static Storm. That's why there was a Static Storm.
Oh. I was like, that's an interesting Static Storm. I don't
Radiant's
know.
middle tower is
Very
under
odd.
attack.
Oh my. Didn't have phase shift in time to assassinate and finish him off. They're going to get a tier 1 on top of this, so Na'Vi looking really good early on in this game.
This could be a very short game. Na'Vi has a lineup that can end the game early. You just put the wall of Chen creeps in front to just tank up together with the Axe with Vanguard, and then you have the sniper hit the tower from range. And over time, you're going to get the tower down, and then the racks are gone. We are going to have a really hard time. We do have the call on Sticha.
Assassinates. Not enough to Culling Blade quite yet. Gonna Phantom Strike out. J4. Oh, the hoof stomp not quite in time. Double TP out. And, I mean, they don't get the kills, but they're gonna get the tower still. So Na'Vi perfectly fine with this exchange. Blade now getting extremely close now for him.
He has it now. 3, 2, 1 gold. There we go.
Great,
not buying it.
Great math skills.
549 plus 1 is indeed 550.
DTRA, is he... Okay, he's going for Helm of the Dominator. What do you think he should pick up after that? A BKB completely necessary this game? And we have like the Stampede for everybody to get away from any initiation from PA if he ends up being scary at some point this game. Berserker's Call goes completely through BKB.
I mean, I honestly don't know what to do as PA in this game. I think the pick itself wasn't that good, and I think they're paying for it right now. It's what I mentioned, PA really needed to take off in the early game here, or she's just countered out. You can't really initiate in when the enemy team has Axe and Stampede to get out from you, and the sniper's just going to hit you from range. It has to be the sniper she gets in on, but she can't do that against this wall that Na'Vi just puts up, as they also take the tier 2 that PR also couldn't defend against. This... I don't know. If you're a PA now, I think BKB is maybe even too defensive. In a way, you really want it because there's a Centaur with a stun, there's the telekinesis, but like you said, Berserker's Call goes through it anyway. Sniper's still going to be attacking you. I don't know. I'm just glad I'm not the PA.
Well, not only is the PA 1v1 mid versus Sniper is a tall order.
Yeah, it's an impossible.
That is an extremely difficult matchup. And it looks to be another free tower going the way of Na'Vi. I mean, there's some counter push from Cheshire Cat, but this is a Doom. You're not really going to split push too well with the Doombringer. And yep, it is going to be a tier 2 in Na'Vi's way.
Yeah, it could continue to go on.
Who picked up You're right. So he's going to go balls deep for sure. I mean, the boss goes balls deep in general, but with an Aegis, he's going to wait till like there's 10 seconds left, then goes completely balls deep.
He was thinking about Cheshire Cat, but
he wanted it. Couple TPs on top of that. Oh boy, DTRA is going to have to cancel his TP. Stampede used to full effect. Funnick gets the Berserker's Call. Come on now. Pretty close.
Great prediction.
3 seconds. Hook Stomp's going to miss. Shrapnel's going to get a little bit of vision.
6 jukes!
There's no way he gets out of this. He's going to Blink Strike away. continue.
Oh my god,
into
if
the
he
enemy
lives.
jungle. The courier's going to scout him out. Telekinesis into Berserker's Call.
That was
Fateful.
sick juke, though.
I thought you were being sarcastic, to be honest.
What? No, that was really good. Like, I don't know how the hell he stayed out of vision for like 5 or 6 seconds there, but Na'Vi eventually will find him and get the kill. Continue to farm up Funnick. This might be the
Dire's
fattest axe
middle
I've ever
tower
seen
is
at this
under
point. In
attack.
terms of CS, having about 10 CS per minute
So
on
the
axe
Vanguard
is
was a
extreme.
great pickup.
I don't think that had an impact on it, though. That's the thing.
He could have gone Blink into Vanguard. Right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have made a difference in that case.
Don't think so. Not really, at least.
Excuse you.
Yeah, thank you.
You don't say that for hiccups, actually.
No.
Vanscore has Phantom Strike. So he has a little bit of a blink action going. Double stack of the Ancients that Funnick's just going to clean up. He has a point booster, so going for Aghanim Scepter. I mean, 14 to 7 doesn't look that out of reach, but when you really look at it, I mean, let's look at the graphics. It's probably Navi's favorite big time. 10,000 XP and gold pretty much the same. And much left on the Aegis here, so it's actually about to pop. So my predictions on Chavos going balls deep are incorrect.
I think he's going to do it anyway.
Oh, that's true. Well,
Dire's
there's
bottom
nothing new
tower
there,
is under
obviously.
attack.
And this is going to be another free tower
Radiant's
going the way of
top
Na'Vi.
tower
This
is
is
under
their
attack.
paid attempt.
Yeah, this time they're paying a tier 1 bottom. And maybe at least some
Dire's
damage
middle
made from
tower is
Shashu
under
as well.
attack.
This is the best PR can do right now. They're at least analyzing the situation correctly. Getting into a team fight now is going to be almost impossible unless Na'Vi are really out of position. So they're trying to split the
Radiant's
best they
top
can.
tower is under attack.
Make some use of the swiftness aura as
Dire's
well in the
bottom
Doom, which
tower
helps them
is
push
under
this tower.
attack.
But here comes the XCP. I don't think they saw... Oh, he messed up the blink!
Well, there is a lot of damage on the Snake. Is Assassinate going to be enough to take him out? No, not quite. He's going to run away. Telekinesis now. He did go down to the battle. You're right, J4. Look at these right clicks from Dendi. That is insane. All he has is an S and Y. Blink out for Doom. It's going to be okay. So just like that, 2 kills go the way of Na'Vi again. So you're talking about decent trade, a 1-for-1 as far as towers are concerned. Well, they get 2 kills on top of that now. So definitely favor goes to Na'Vi. I don't even know if they need to wait for another Aegis, to be perfectly honest. They're just dominating this game right now. 3,300 gold on Doom, though. What do you think the item of choice is? Do you think it just goes straight for Ags?
I don't know if that cuts it, but it might be. It might still be the best choice. I think the really annoying thing for Doom right now is that he almost has to Doom Chen, which is something you really don't want to do, but there's too much healing from Godok. He heals his entire team 550 if he gets both Mech and Hand of God up, and then it kind of doesn't matter who Doom dooms. You can just send him home toward the end. If he dooms the Axe, that's all great, but they can't kill the Axe anyway, so he's still just going to be in the front and be annoying. And until the Axe is up, of course, the counter helix will work. So for that reason, he could get the Axe after just to stop the counter helix, but is that really worth it? I think Cheshire Cat needs to go for carry build, because this PA isn't going anywhere. He has a Helm of the Dominator 20 minutes, and this is abysmal farm. For a Phantom Assassin who was safe lane. Oh, sorry, mid lane.
Yeah, but he has a Quelling Blade, so that's good. It's good for Roche.
Yep. Who is dead, so...
Yep. They'll get it, don't worry. Blink Dagger now on... I mean, this just shows the gold discrepancy this game is showing. Rubik, how often do you see a Blink Dagger on a... Is this a 5 Rubik? Basically is.
Yeah. At minute 12.
That's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, just...
With Tranquils in there. Yeah, they're doing good.
And Funnick almost done with his Aghanim Scepter. That's going to help quite a bit. We haven't seen a lot of chops, to be perfectly honest. They haven't really needed it. They just have so much burst damage with that Centaur. And is there going to be a smoke here? No, I don't see any smoke right now. Thought that... I mean, what does PR need to do? Do they need to get super aggressive to the point of being extremely risky? I mean, I feel like a lot of times when you're down horribly, you need to make the risky plays to get back in the game. But what do they have to do that? They have Doom. I mean, PA, that's really the main issue, honestly, is that PA just doesn't have any right-click for him.
He will get the Ags. If he gets to the refresh, I don't know what you do as PR right now. I think what they're doing is the best call. So I guess I know what they should do. This, which is this. But the problem is you can't fight. That's just the way things are right now. So you need to play for the late game where your PA starts getting items. And with Doom going for Ags, should he get Ags Refresher, that changes things a lot. But it's a very expensive build-up that he has to more or less gamble for at this point. I think the Axe is definitely not worth it unless he gets Refresher as his next item. So I would assume that's the case. What I would have liked to see him do was more...
Initiated. He's going to run out of the kinetic field, gets glimpsed back in though, pops the mech. Right click should be enough to take him out. Is there going to be any support for Godlike? He's actually going to live for now. Stampede is on top of that along with Hand of God. Is he going to live? Unbelievable. And PR are just forced back not going to get anything for their troubles. Cheshire Cat blinks in, gets hook stumped, gets double edge at half HP already. Assassinate on top of it. It's going to live, but takes quite a bit of damage. Dendi going to get a one-man Dream Coil by Choshlo. They're just going to continue the pressure. He gets 4-stabbed down. He's perfectly fine. Here goes the counter-initiate from Kavos. Blows up the PA. That is actually ridiculous that Chen lived. That is unbelievable.
It's a pretty bad sign if you can't kill a Chen with a gank like that.
That was the 3-man gank on Chen.
Yeah, that's a really big problem. They even used the Doom on the Axe once again, which was the right target in that situation, just to buy time, see if they could get a fight. But as you saw, PA tries to go in for the kill. PA can't play her hero right now. That's just how it is. You can't do anything with this hero with this amount of farm at this point in the game against this lineup. So he needs to play from distance and get some stifling daggers off, and then maybe if the fight gets spread out, can try to go for a play. Like on the Chen, for example, that's where PA can go because there's no backup. But the moment it's a full-on team fight, you Phantom Strike in and you're dead. And Navi will save one ability for you. Like Telekinesis is enough to get you locked in place and killed. Even if the sniper just hits a couple of attacks, Dendi with the Desolator will be killing her in 4 attacks or something like that.
Telekinesis top him on with the Fatal Phase Shift is there. He uses Dream Coil. It's not going to save him. Dendi with the Desolator now, so hitting extremely hard with that SNY on top of it.
Dream Coil.
Oh, okay. I hate Rubik so much right now, I swear to God. Okay, this is just a practice cast, guys. It's no problem.
Yeah, this is
and just a little rusty.
Be a little bit easy on Sunsfan. This is his first time on the mic.
All right, I will say the sound was like the most disorienting thing ever. Like it's not even allowing me to speak English correctly, but it's okay. We'll get through it together.
Don't do that generally anyway. Oh,
Aghanim
another
Scepter.
axe. Godlike, here we go.
Axe.
He gets the Ancient Granite Golem right after picking up the Axe Scepter. This might be the time to go for Navi. Their heroes, this 15% health buff is insanely good. And now that his ultimate has a cooldown of 30 seconds as well, very easy to keep sustained push.
What was that?
Huh?
Funnick just berserker call randomly, showing off his cool effects he's got from that Immortal Helm.
Boosting the morale.
It seems like it should do that. It should have like a Warcry effect, but that is for Sven, obviously. Funnick blinks. Not going to find Seneko, who puts it down a kinetic field just in case. And Roche is up. And this Granite Golem doesn't really right-click too hard and attacks extremely slow, but just being there.
So it's great focusing on that one.
Yeah.
Arguably the least irrelevant thing about this Roche kill is indeed the Granite Golem.
They got the extra HP.
That's true,
oh, man,
which
the
was
DD
irrelevant.
Spawned.
DD spawn. That's pretty
because
good.
of the Ancient Granite Golem as well. So he picks that up with that Aegis.
Wow, what
no
a creep
crazy.
that would be. If there was a creep that you could toggle what rune spawns.
Yeah. You know the funny thing is that Doom is the top farmer in the game right now.
Top tower is under
And
attack.
they're probably going to get the tier 2.
Does he have the highest in this
Yep. He has the highest, not by a whole lot.
By 100.
The problem is it's not even other than that. Like the discrepancy is just out of control. Dendi with the DD from so far away. Going to take out this tier. They're not going to continue with the Rex, and doesn't look like PR even want to defend.
They don't have a TP on Doom. They're basically all in on trying to trade. And they won't get full racks. Now they can go for 2 racks here. They could go for bottom lane as well and just glyph their top. This
Puck
PR is not
has Dream Coil if he wants to cancel some TPs. Although there is the Test of Fate to bring somebody back as well. And here it comes, Vanscore. Gets the Dream Coil on Seneko, actually. Assassination on top of that, half HP. So Most and company should be able to finish him off, but the TPs will allow everybody else from PR to get away in the meantime. In the bottom, in the middle lane, Vanscore. Actually right-clicked down by DTR, and it's actually kind of funny that we're talking about DTR not having any farm. He had 3 kills like extremely early in the game. So typically when you see that, they snowball out of control. He's going to find a way to the zoo of Velvex creatures. The Stampede's going to help take him out of here, but the Puck actually goes down in the mid lane. Looks like it was to the Axe.
Yep.
Now DTR on the run. He has a BKB now, but I don't know how much that really helps, as we talked about.
Not really, because he still just gets Berserker's called and dies. The reason I said I think he has to go for a greedy item is it's kind of a Hail Mary position already, and BKB would generally be the safe choice. If this game was going better for them, I think BKB would have been the right choice. But now he's still... I mean, at the end of the day, maybe he still had to get that. So he doesn't get Telekinesis and doesn't get Hoof Stomp, but there's just so many other things that are a problem. The Troll Trap is there, the Berserker's Call, and the fact that Dendi, even through that BKB, I mean, he's still 3 shots him, pretty much, so... pretty difficult being PR right now as this bottom lane's being sieged. Dendi using his sniper rifle from range 2 billion.
Man, the crazy thing about this is Vengeful Spirit swap. Look at the range. Obviously, it's level 1. You can't even get close to Dendi. Like, not even close. You have to, like, force that Fin swap. And even that's not going to be too effective with the counter. Force that.
And he has the Aegis, too. Oh, D-shot.
Blown up right off the bat. He does not have buyback. And, of course, Navi doesn't technically know this, but Dendi can just sit here and do whatever he wants. He just popped. Take out the fuck. Then he's just going to continue taking out the racks. And the boss with that BKB just jumps in, blows everybody up. And it's going to be 2 right. This seems like such an easy game. I was not expecting this from Navi. Not necessarily that they weren't going to play well, but I feel like PR, they're a solid team. This is not their typical showing, at least in my experience.
I think PR made a big mistake putting the puck bottom and the PA mid. I don't think they didn't really gain anything from it, to be honest. Like, everything they accomplished bottom, I think PA could have done herself. But I think what they were afraid of is that Navi would learn aggressive trialing with the Axe, and that Axe would lane against PA, which is horrible for PA. But after they saw the lanes, I think they had the opportunity to swap it. PA lost it anyway and would have got more farm bottom, so she could have done something. At the end of the day, what have they got out of this puck blink? Like, it hasn't really done anything, because it's great to have the setup, but if you don't have the follow through, it doesn't. Now they're going to try a last-ditch effort here.
Just taking down a couple crits. There's the hand got thrown alive, and the right clicks from Dendi just hurt way too much. 3 shots, J4. Continues on to Cheshire Cat. Are you serious? They paused the game and
it's
then they
auto-paused because he desubbed.
Oh, I see. Either way, Navi's going to take game 1. The game. This is, of course, Wildcard. It's all best of 1. There's going to be 5 games on this stream, 5 games on every single stream, in fact. And then ultimately, Dendi finish off this game, which was completely in Navi's favor.
That was very one-sided. I would agree. Even when I saw the draft, I didn't think it was going to be that one-sided. Just the laning decision and the early rotations just favored Navi way too much, and Dendi got out of control. The Axe